Okay, guys, we'll get started in just a minute. AR, why don't you talk so we can see if they can hear you?
Test 1 2, test 1 2. Ugh.
Okay. Yeah, it's been like a long, hot, disgusting week everywhere.
I had T-ball this evening, so my kid has T-ball. I don't
Uh,
play T-ball.
does he hit
I
the
have to
ball?
I have to help coach.
Does he hit
So
the
I'm standing
ball, or
outside in the
does he do the little kid thing where he accidentally hits the tee and the ball dribbles off?
first one, then the other.
Okay. Dev, try talking.
So basically, by coaching, you mean wrangling angry suburban parents?
I guess that's true.
I mean, I don't. The parents are generally hands off. I'm just sort of. I'm helping the kids round the bases basically, and telling them not to kill each other fielding a ball.
Is there the one kid who's the right baseman who's just digging in the dirt?
I like how
Does
you
that
said
still
right
happen?
baseman.
No, not right,
Well,
not
there's
right
always
baseman.
there's always
Outfield.
like T-ball, like there's outfielders in T-ball.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
I remember when they just made me an outfielder because, like, hey, we don't want you
One
to be
second.
here, but you're required to be
Yeah,
here,
it
so
the,
just
the
stand out there.
positions are around the bases and left pitcher and right pitcher because they usually just hit it straight back to the pitcher's mound.
Yeah.
Good times.
Let's see here. Just doing something behind the scenes here. Just give me 1 minute. How was your week, Dev?
Hot and sticky.
You seem happier than normal.
Well, I didn't do any 12-hour shifts in the past 3 days, unless you count installing a new wall. I'm not getting paid for that.
I was like, that's a change of career.
Yeah, when I'm not in retail hell, I'm basically doing renovations.
Lovely.
But also, it's hot as balls and humid. And also, we're getting hit by that hurricane right now.
Oh, I lost track of that there was one going on right now.
Yeah, it's slamming into like the mid and upper East Coast now, so super hot and humid.
Okay, I'm just about done here. Just give me a minute. Just checking something behind the scenes here.
Yay, technology.
Yeah, OBS had some upgrades, and I'm just making sure everything's working as I expected to.
Usually OBS is pretty good about not
It
resetting all
it
of your settings when it updates.
yeah,
Usually.
it seems to like to tweak filters sometimes, especially on you guys. So I'm just making sure everything's correct there. AR, talk one more time.
Okay, I know your desire for peak audio perfection can't be denied.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. You guys ready?
Huzzah.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the WtW podcast. We're here to entertain, inform a little bit about Digimon. I'm Mark. I run with the Will.
I'm Air Palver, Digimon System Restore.
DevQ Wikimon admin.
And it has been a long, hot week. But we're finally back on Monday instead of our weirdo schedule we've had for a few weeks.
Yeah, it has felt like it's been a couple extra days.
Yeah. Especially since it's one of those weeks where it's like, oh, there's going to be a day with news. And instead, they just go, yeah, there's going to be a day with news, but also we're just going to chuck random shit at you every other day because why not?
Did they? I've had like a busy week elsewhere, and
There's
because I came
well,
in late from
yeah.
and in fact I came in late from out of town Saturday night. Like I didn't get home until 1 a.m., so I didn't watch the episode until Sunday morning.
It was
So to be
actually
perfectly
okay.
honest,
The
to,
episode, yeah.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest, between watching the episode Sunday morning and finishing my review at 2 o'clock, I basically that was the only span in which I actually thought about Digimon this week. It felt
The,
good.
yeah, there was a lot, but a lot of it felt like stuff that if they had aimed, it felt like stuff they decided to throw out early before the Diginavi because they were worried about V Jump popping out early.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it didn't feel like it was a whole lot of unexpected stuff this week.
no, there's some stuff to go over, but a lot of it was stuff. The surprising stuff was oddly all Diginavi, and we don't normally expect it to be that shocking, really. We kind of expect Diginavi to be like, oh, here's stuff you've heard about, and then here's maybe one thing. And we got the one thing, but we also got a few small things that got people excited.
Yeah.
So,
But
first up,
but
let's
yeah,
talk. Yeah.
for the most part, yeah, everything went according to
Yeah.
plan this week.
Yeah, so first up, we'll talk about AR's favorite episode of Adventure ever. He's been gushing about it for days. The Geko Hot
Jesus.
Springs Revolt. I think you gave it a D minus, didn't you?
D plus, D plus.
So is this
I was
officially your most hated episode?
no, it was there's been I think this is like the third or fourth D plus of the year.
Oh, I thought this was the lowest.
I couldn't quite get it down to a D. I really thought about it, but then I went back and checked some of my previous Ds and it just wasn't that bad. You have
Why
to
do
be
you
really bad to get down
why
to a straight D.
why do you hate gorgeous Ikakumon?
Gorgeous Ikakuman? That was the reason it got up to a D plus.
That
How
was
about we say that?
that's a terrifying frame. Where we
There are a lot of terrifying frames in this episode.
yeah,
Hell,
I still like
I mean, it was perfect.
what
It was
was it?
perfect.
Was it Shin who took a screenshot of that one shot of Gabumon like having the existential crisis? Was it? I think it was Shin, wasn't it? I
that
think she
might have
posted that.
been.
Where it's like a zoom in of Gomamon from one frame, and she's just like, "That's how my week's been too."
Yeah.
I've just
Yeah.
been spamming my one friend who is not caught up whatsoever with screenshots from this episode and just going, why? I hate it.
This
Yeah,
feel
that was basically this episode. Like it's just a
it is
lot
the
of
it is the
stuff.
most up and down episode, not only in the episode itself, but in people's reactions to it.
Oh, I bet there's a lot of up and down
Oh,
episodes that are getting I wouldn't
this
call this
this
the most
oh
up and down
this
episode
one's
because
felt
there
like
are
the
so
most.
many other ones to choose from. Yeah, this one it's like other than the weird antics between the creepy stuff between Tonosama Gekomon and Gomamon, like this episode has nothing going for it,
I,
honestly.
I see. This is the
Well,
type
and
of episode.
Timon's expressions were very entertaining.
The
So
expressions were fun, yeah.
So here's the weird
But
thing about this episode. The episode itself, I like it for what it is, but it is kind of terrible in where it is. If this was like
yeah,
a
yeah.
relaxing episode right after they beat up Millenniumon, this might have been a great kind of pseudo trying to relax episode. But
Right,
it's
if
like
this
three
was
episodes
like
later now.
right, because what I was saying, you remember what I was saying about, after Millenniumon, they go straight into the next thing. If they had taken like an episode, it's like, okay, hey, we beat this guy, let's go chill in the hot spring for a little bit, let's take a rest like we deserve it, and then this happened. That's
So
justifiable. I can get behind that.
so
I actually
here
would have really liked that
so
instead.
Yeah.
here's why it's funny though. This is the stupidest episode we've seen for one specific reason. We were all sitting there 30 episodes ago going, is this hot spring thing ever gonna fucking mean anything? And then it didn't. And now they've gone back to the hot spring and actually made it relevant, even if it's still stupid as hell.
Which is another problem I had with it. Like
Oh,
they
I
basically
love that they went back
decided
to it. They blew up Don Dokomon. That's hilariously stupid and fun. Or like
yeah, it well
Gomamon
but
with the sunglasses. It gets an
that was
award for
fun.
that.
That was fun, but the just the fact that they decided that Joe's spending a week. Let's get that clear. He spent a week in that hot spring, did not have a good time, and then they come back to it, and he decides, "Oh, let's go back. Nothing bad happened the first time."
You know what?
And
You know what would actually make the series better, but by changing nothing, if they just made one small tweak. I'm not saying it would fix the problems. The sense of time in the series is really fucky because they don't quite tell us. Like, it almost feels like it's been. Have they been there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Have they been there for 3 months? There's
It does
no.
feel. It feels well, and we know that it's been established that from the time they were split up post Dark Knightmon to getting together after um when Yamato and Joe got together and reunited the team, that had been multiple weeks. They did establish that.
Yeah, but what I mean is they never really establish it enough to make it feel like time has actually passed. They kind of give us one line and then they kind of
Right,
fuck off with
right.
it.
And
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I need a conversation about it, but like more solidly go like, oh, it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
yeah.
and like at least have them wonder if their families are worried about them. Give us
Yeah,
something
because
to anchor the time.
yeah,
That would help.
after the Nidhogg thing, it's been real time too. So they have been gone away
Has it
from the
been? Wait,
real world
are
for
we actually
months.
are we actually sure it's been real time?
I'm
Because
pretty
I
I
think
don't think it has, because the only thing that
yeah, I
counts
because
think
is like
it
the further you are into the digital world.
they still had to sync when Koshiro was trying to contact Taichi and Yamato after that, didn't they?
I think it is real time because
Okay,
I think that the ISS
I don't know.
situation was happening in front of them in real time. I think we're supposed to believe it's real time. If they're gonna screw with that again,
I thought
that's
the
up to
reason they
them.
had to
But
go up the big pillar of light was to get closer to the ISS to sync time
See,
more
I
correctly.
thought that was to sync actions.
yeah, that was to sync actions.
That's what I thought it
They had to
was.
get to a particular spot to be able to fire that shot.
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening. I don't think that was. It could have had to do with
But
time. I don't remember, but I don't think it was.
either way, the passage of time, even if it's not synced up completely, does have an impact on the kids. Like it does wear them down, or it should wear them down a little bit. It does in all of the earlier series. That does impact the kids a little bit. Like it wears them down being in the digital world for a few months. It's a very subtle effect that you do notice in pretty much each of the first four
Mm.
series.
Yeah, I
Obviously,
guess
not so
that's
much with
true.
Zero Two.
I kind of waffed on if it feels proper with Frontier or Frontier just does an episode about it
It
and then moves
does.
on.
No, it is definitely present in
Yeah,
Frontier.
it's been
Like
a
the only
while since I've
series,
seen Frontier, so you're probably right.
yeah, there are definitely episodes in Frontier where they're getting towards the end and they are just wearing down. Like it's not as prominent with Zero Two, obviously, because they're popping back and forth, but that's excusable.
So, and Jordan pointed out in the chat that they would like a figure of Gomamon with sunglasses. Hopefully riding a Nanimon. I'd buy that gem figure.
Honestly, saying just shut up and take my money already.
Yeah.
You could probably craft one of those if you have a Gomamon figure.
Wait, I want Bride Gomamon.
Yeah.
I have
Is it
several.
weird that
I have a Gomamon plush I could probably do
is
that
it
with.
weird that this is the first time Tuchika's been in a show that isn't 02? That's Hawkmon's actor. He's been in movies, specials. He's never been in a Digimon TV series that is not 02 until now
Huh.
for Kabukimon. So
That's
that
why that is so familiar.
Remember when everyone speculated that Kabukimon was going to be a Tailmon evolution?
well, that's the funny
And I was
part
like,
is I didn't
no.
think it was. I brought it up because a lot of people were asking about it, but it always felt more like it was going to be like a random villain,
Oh yeah,
didn't it?
totally. Yeah, that's how it always got for me. I just love the speculation of that. I'm like, really? Is
To
that
be
what you
fair,
guys are?
has there
And then
ever
it's
been
like
anything that?
that's the problem is with a show like this. That's like they might be right.
Yeah, that's one of those weird things. It's like it's random with the Digimon, so it's a bit hard to tell.
It is. Yeah, it's like
Yeah. It,
I don't want to be too
I,
negative about that because like there's always that is a screwball they are very capable of
yeah.
throwing.
And he even commented on Twitter that playing Kabukimon made him feel good because it almost felt like Shurimon.
Aw.
That's fair. That's fair. I was
Yeah.
actually thinking about that episode because I was comparing previous Tonosama Gekkomon and they all go completely off the
Oh no,
rails.
every one of those is. That's why I was looking forward to seeing how stupid this one would be because every episode with him is stupid.
It is completely, it is very stupid, and weirdly, that Shuriman episode ended up getting the best grade out of all 3 of
Oh
them.
my god, I completely forgot.
Yeah.
He did fight Shureimon. I 100%
I don't
forgot
think
about that.
Shuriman, I
Well,
don't
I
remember
mean,
if he
yeah, okay,
actually
not directly. I mean,
he
in
was
the
he
yeah,
was in the episode, yeah, he was in the episode, I don't
because
think they
that
actually fought, but
because that was a Miyako episode, wasn't it?
yes, sort of. That was
Ah,
just a that was a weird let's homage samurai movies episode more than an actual character development episode. It had some interesting set pieces. It got a C plus.
yeah.
We all
A-
forgot about it like 5 minutes later.
And Joe's less the butt than I expected, if I'm being honest. He actually had like some
That's
cool
a
moments.
low bar.
See, but here's the thing: it's a low bar, but we get upset when they fully make him the butt. So we do have to acknowledge that, hey, this time Joe got to be a little cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was a little cool. He was competent. And even then,
Yeah, but
they still needed Taichi to show up to basically complete the part of the plan that they couldn't figure out a
hey,
way for Joe to do
we
alone.
had to get the
I
neat
mean,
action
fire.
shot of Junkmon flying in with Agumon riding him.
That delighted me.
Now, do you think Junkmon continues to show up, or do you think that's it for the little guy?
I mean, if he draws tension away from Taichi, I support it.
Safety first.
Yeah, yeah. So,
God, we thought that was all week.
yeah, that was I completely was not prepared. At least they didn't stop and do the fucking head bobble thing.
Oh my god.
That like the safety first catchphrase was fine. It was the stopping and the 3 frame per second ding.
They had to show incredible restraint not to have Takeru and Hikari doing that. Because if they're at a
Oh yeah,
situation, they would
that
have.
see, I would have liked to see Patamon do it. I want to see how the hell Patamon does that. Patamon doesn't have a
What if his head
neck.
just like spins around
I wanna s-
entirely like he's possessed?
Tailmon doing that would be weird. Tailmon had some weird facial expressions in this episode.
Oh,
Because,
yeah, the one shot.
yeah, she had that one shot, other than attempting to narrate her way through this ridiculous episode with some semblance of sanity and failing miserably.
To be fair, isn't that kind of
Tailmon was
Tailmon? Isn't that
it
Tailmon's job in the show, kind of?
It is, and she was so out of her element in an episode. Like, she's trying to explain what's going on, and
And no
there's
one
no
cares.
explanation for what's going on.
Yeah. But yeah, this is one of those episodes. It would have been a lot better if they had placed it better. Like the episode
Yeah,
itself is
yeah.
fine for what it is,
Basically, yeah.
but
It's a really dumb episode, but
oh,
there are places for really dumb episodes in
It was,
Digimon,
but it
and
was
this just wasn't.
entertaining.
I should
This
point
just
out.
wasn't it.
I've been working on a like deep drama show, so escaping to stupid comedy, thumbs up.
That's
That
fair.
was so much better than the other episode that I watched this week, where I was just so disgusted with how shitty the episode had gotten. I didn't even watch this until the next day.
Are you talking about this show?
No, I was watching my spider isekai anime, and it was just
Yeah,
so
it was weird. It's weird.
so
Okay,
awful.
so I'm not watching that show, but people were super happy with that show, and then like 2 or 3 weeks ago, it felt like everyone turned on it.
It looked good, and then it turned just. It looks horrible,
Okay,
and the pacing is horrible. So
like
it looks like you're just suddenly watching a completely different show.
okay, people were super happy with that show for like, it's been on for months, right?
Yeah, but around
Okay,
episode 2022 ish, it just nosedive right into the
okay,
shitter.
okay, and
It,
so
yeah.
so later this week we get the Vagrant War Demon Rebellion, and hey, look, Ogremon got like better's not the right word, but he's alive.
He walked it off.
Yeah.
Or
Jeez.
rolled it off.
Now,
Wheeled it off?
now here's the interesting thing. Rebellion in the profile art looks really nice and dark. Does he look more imposing from what we've seen for the anime? Like in the anime design feels like it's kind of more imposing to me, at least.
Looks angrier.
True. I think the other thing is I keep mentally trying to imagine Ogremon X, Has like the bloody
Oh yeah.
guitar and like the crazy teeth. Eh, yeah, but yeah, so we'll catch up with that, and then we have news.
So much news.
So first up, at the Suganami Animation Museum, they're going to be doing an exhibition of adventure stuff, and this is the first anime history museum. It opened about 15 years, 16 years ago, I believe. They're going to have artwork of the kids and Digimon on display, a bunch of background art. I When they talk about, oh, you should compare it to how it looks in the actual scene, I kind of hope there are monitors next to there because yeah.
Hmm.
Um, Posters and digivices from other shows, so hopefully that means every show so everyone has something to look at. But I they don't tell us. They're gonna be
Yeah.
they're gonna be screening the first 2 episodes of Adventure in their theater, which I, that
That's
feels
just
weird.
cruel.
It really should be like ending on the weirdo cliffhanger is kind of
It's,
fucking weird.
yeah, it's like, yep, there's Omegamon. Bye.
Yeah, that's weird and mean. I guess the
Pick up
idea
the
is
first DVD box set in the gift shop.
you only want it running for 46, 48 minutes and get people out and rotate
Sure.
and yeah.
Sure.
There's gonna be photo spots, a statue of Agumon. So now here's the question: Saber's Agumon's the only statue we've seen in a while, I think. I don't think we've seen the classic Agumon statue for years. Do you think they may have made a new one?
Maybe
I think they probably just used the same one.
they painted over the bracers.
No, there'll be curtains next there. Don't look behind the curtain. Blah 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 blah. And then there'll be a large photo spot featuring Omegamon exclusive to museum. They don't tell us what the fuck that is though. It's just gonna be like an Omegamon print on a wall.
I
That's
mean,
what that.
probably, especially if it's a temporary exhibition, something they can just like roll up and toss out when they're done.
Yeet. And then a quiz rally. Answer questions and get a gift. Someone's gonna get a can badge or a sticker. I'm pretty sure.
Yep,
Or a
those.
postcard.
Yeah. And then they will
Yeah,
have. Oh yeah, postcard. I forgot about that. And it's gonna be the key art that they're currently using for the show. I'm pretty sure. And then they will
yeah.
also,
There's.
and then the museum annually has a workshop where they show you how to animate based on tracing sketch line drawings. They're
Oh,
gonna
that's
have it.
cool.
They're gonna have since adventures. There are things taking place at the same time. It's going to be adventure, so they'll have video samples and time lapses where you can actually then sketch out to try to animate yourself. And
Oh.
they will also have various Digimon goods, but they do not say exclusive, normal. Are they gonna just throw the vital bracelet at kids and take 6,000 yen? Yeah, they don't really tell us.
I would hope that they're not mean enough to throw anything unique in there.
See, it's gonna be like one. It's gonna be like an Omegamon plush.
One, yeah,
One,
one
no,
unique
no. You
or
know what's gonna
one
be?
unique art pose or
What
something.
what are those bean plushes? The Otadamas. It's gonna be an Omegamon Otadama for $8. He's the only
Oh.
character who they haven't done one for yet.
Yeah, that would be that would be really cruel because
Yeah.
who
Well,
wouldn't
here's the
want
thing.
one of those?
Museum's free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Admission's free. It's at Tokyo Polytechnic in Nakano. Now here's the interesting thing. It opens July 17th and it runs until November 14th. So
Oh
if
wow.
if the show's still running, then that will be in the 70s.
Yeah.
So we'll see what comes up there. I don't know. I just like that they're doing a weird kind of museum exhibit when the show's running. But it's a neat little thing. And from V Jump, we get to see Rebellumon and Crescarumon. We're all very shocked at this development, I'm sure.
Oh my, Crescarumon's gonna show up. I'm floored.
Although they did the weird fucking thing they did with the Hyaku Shiki where they don't like try to color him gold. It's just kind of yellow and there's some shininess to it. I think the way the way someone put it was it looks like they took the Metal Grumon X and shoved him in a Crescarumon costume. And like that does kind of fit where like the pose feels a bit more like that mecha look to it. And it's not wrong, but yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what pops up there. And November is a long time, but I guess it's 4 months. That's not bad for an exhibition, though.
Oh,
And
don't say that. We're right in the middle of summer. I don't want to think about how close we are to November.
to be fair,
Oh.
at least we didn't make another. Really, they're doing this in the middle of when Japan's having COVID issues.
Well, there's that too.
It can run. It will run right next to the Olympics.
Yeah, seating 10,000 people per event. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I saw that number and I just kind of rolled my eyes.
Yeah.
And then the topic on everyone's mind, all the Digimon Survive news we got in the last week. So moving on, yeah, we got nothing for Survive, and we said a few weeks ago we didn't really expect to be
No, we
honest.
weren't. No, there was never going to be
Yeah,
Survive news this
and the thing
week.
is, and here's the thing, Bandai, the schedule for E3 that showed, what stuff was happening, it was literally like Bandai Namco presents Rings of whatever the fuck the game. I don't
Yeah,
give a
right.
shit
They
what it
only
is.
presented like one thing.
Well, no, they were showing off one
Yeah.
game that was coming out in a few months because what Bandai tends to do during summer is they kind of go on a tour.
Mm-hmm.
Like, thanks, Jordan. House of Ashes. And I think that's like the third game in an 8-game series they've been pushing for a few years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So a few weeks ago, we got the Nino Kuni news. They
Yeah.
were at Nintendo's thing where they announced Kakarot is coming to Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Diginavi would have been a good place to do it, but I don't think they have shit to show at this point. Or they're waiting
Yeah.
for Digifest, which is possible.
Yeah.
But
I think did something, but in the build up or at DigiFest would be if we don't get anything by then, that's when you kind of
yeah,
start panicking. But
yeah. Well, see, but
I'm
here,
that's sort of where I'm at right now. Is like this week is just a bad week to do video game news that
yeah,
isn't E3 worthy, and
yeah.
Digimon Survive is not E3 worthy.
No. Here's
Not even
where
remotely.
here's where the stupidity comes in, though. They decided to give an action. When you make an announcement like that, you don't give information that doesn't exist. And fine producer Habu decided to say, "Hey, we'll have something to say that's exciting in spring 2021 because regardless of anything else, he's very good at hyping stuff up."
Mm-hmm.
And of course, nothing happened, which we kind of expected, and people kind of lost their shit, which is especially odd when they think I'm defending it. I mean, I'm defending that they're not your friend or your mom or dad. They don't have to say shit if they don't want to. They should,
Right.
but
Like
they aren't your
they
friend. They aren't doing anything for your benefit. They
one
don't
They're
give a
it's
here
shit
to
like
about
take
you.
your
there's
fucking money.
Yeah.
there's really two possibilities here. One is they have nothing to say, and two, they have a very meticulously crafted timetable.
Yeah. But either
And
way, the smart play would have been, hey, we know we promised you guys spring, but we're
yeah,
working on it. We'll have something for you soon. Instead,
sure.
yeah,
But even then,
Nothing.
like people would get mad at that.
yeah, but here's the thing: you can make shit up for an announcement like that. Like, oh,
Yeah.
we had planned to do a big announcement, but we need to delay it a bit because blah blah
But
blah blah
that's
blah blah blah.
but the thing is that's gonna get people panicking even more.
Here's the thing.
Like if you
Then
use
you.
that word if you use the word delay,
So here's
like
the
that
thing.
then
So
it
here's the
then it
thing.
becomes real.
So here's the thing. You fake it. They faked Metroid last week. Here's what you do. We know you guys are waiting for Digimon Survive news, and we know we promised it. We'll get it to you soon. We're working on it, but we want to let you know that we're also working on the next story game, like we told you. You'll be seeing that soon enough. Also, we hope you guys enjoy the news when we show it to you, and you do a clean version, and you put up the theme song with some more generic footage. You don't need to
Hmm.
show anything new.
I still think they should roll Survive into the next story game. That's just my opinion.
I mean, that's kind of the thing. Everyone's sort of excited for the story of Survive to a degree. The
Hmm.
game doesn't really look hot. The game,
But
especially,
it's a Digimon game. That's how it works. You
Yeah,
hope
I
the
mean, it's like,
story is good, the
yeah.
gameplay will be hopefully passable.
Well, that's
it's
see
like I want
that.
to know more about this story, but how much do I have to suffer for it?
Right.
Well, I made the comparison last year. It kind of looks like the Super Nintendo Chinky game. That's what it
Which one?
looks. The Tenchi Muyo game for the Super Nintendo, the strategy
Oh,
RPG. It
I
kind
mean,
of looks like that.
there's a lot of SRPGs that
Oh,
kind of looks
I
like.
know, but it looks like the weird Super Nintendo era ones. It's really fucked up
But
how it
that's what I mean
looks.
is like if you roll Survive into the next story game, you can theoretically abandon the SRPG element and keep the story parts and potentially even the multi-branching
You know what
elements
the you
that
know what the,
actually seemed kind of cool.
you know what the saddest thing is? I think that's the best idea I've heard anyone say regarding Survive in any fashion.
That's why I'm here
Is
because
literally
I'm here for the story, okay? I just want the story. I hope the
well.
gameplay doesn't
So
suck. I'm
here's the
real about this.
here
Same.
here's the real problem, and we brought this up a few weeks ago. Survive, when it was announced, was like, oh man, there haven't been strategy RPGs in a while. It's been very light for that
Well,
genre.
yeah, you mentioned that
Yeah,
last
and
week
that
that
and
the SR suddenly
oh, was
everyone's
it?
doing an
Oh,
SRPG.
was that last week or was that? I thought that was a few
Yeah, well,
weeks ago.
you've brought it up before.
Okay,
Yeah,
so yeah, and
Between Survive's
yeah,
announcement and
because
now
I
the
was literally playing
SRPG thing has
Disgaea.
just gotten
yeah,
overdone.
yeah. And I think that's out in like 2 days, isn't it?
Oh, they actually have a demo that you
Oh,
can
okay.
play that's actually been really fun for like the past week.
Does every strategy RPG get like a deluxe demo? It feels like they all have lately.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me that you kind of need one to get a feel for
Yeah,
the
that is.
gameplay.
I guess that is a genre that tends to kind of skew to being kind of fucking terrible.
you can't just quickie sample an SRPG. You really need to get a feel for it.
Oh, and
Well,
Like
one,
Galhart
it's the
like
team for some of the
beyond a
mechanics.
tutorial,
So
something beyond a tutorial fight
and
even.
Galhart in our chat just pointed out Nintendo announced they're remaking the first two Advance Wars, which are two of the more regarded strategy RPGs. Yeah, so yeah, I expect I
Telling you,
it it will feel
I like my plan.
it will feel weird if we don't get something by the end of summer. I would say because summer is when
Yeah,
Bandai
yeah,
tends to go ass
yeah.
up and do stuff. So we'll
Yeah,
see what pops
and
up.
it's like the posted release date that I think we're all taking with a grain of salt is still what is it, fall? And I don't think anyone
Nah.
expects us
Oh
to, I
no,
don't know
no.
I don't think anyone expects them to hit that, but once
Go check Twitter today. People clearly still expect it.
oh, I mean, okay.
Yeah,
Good
and
luck with
then
that, but
yeah,
yeah, it's if we don't have anything by summer, then it's like I think we can really become worried,
like, just give me a
yeah.
friggin' manga already.
right?
See,
I'd be okay with that.
here's the problem with
I'd be
doing a
okay with a
Survive manga.
visual novel.
No,
Just
here's the
like skip the gameplay and
okay.
just give me the visual
Visual
novel.
novel, yes. Here's the problem with doing a Survive manga. It's not going to look as nice as the fucking artwork we have for it, and that
That's
yeah,
that's fair, and the color does add a lot to Survive.
yeah, yeah. That's it. I mean, we've only seen so much of the mood so far.
I haven't. Well, there's not a lot in
I
Survive
think
that strikes me as being happy, and
I
the
guess
colors help
that's true.
sell that.
Look, I just want the fucking theme song on CD. Just release the theme song, and then in other news, hey, DigiNavi happened. And I'll actually say this: a few people on Twitter actually listened to us when we're like, "Stop saying it's Digimon Direct. That's not what this is. You're not." And a few people actually listened, which was shocking.
Well, that's good.
So most of the topics of this are kind of blown across the show just because they actually went over a lot for them. And oddly, Hinahita wasn't there to actually talk about anything minus Digimon Partners.
Is that his thing now? Like, is that
I think
where
the
he's?
well, I think the idea is that he's someone who the fandom at large has accepted. So if you're going to send someone out to talk about it, you want to be a familiar face. When many of the because they basically pick a like person to represent everyone. So
Sure.
when the cards are whoever the vital bracelet is the one
Yeah,
producer whose name I don't
you
remember.
need someone out there to
Yeah.
be a good representative, and Habu's not answering the phone. So
Look, it's the fucking movie Groundhog Day where you're waiting for Punxsutawney Phil to pop up. If Habu pops his head out of his hole, it means Survive's out this year. If he doesn't, it means you have to wait until winter next year.
we're kind
Um,
of at that point, aren't we?
the weird thing is uh, the entire reason why it's weird. He's a very like public jubilant guy. So that he's hiding
Yeah,
kind of tells
yeah.
you enough, I think. So yeah, so they talked about Digimon Partners. They're going to be doing exclusive jewelry for there. The Kulamon and Terriermon stuff looks hilarious. They're actually like the staff member who's in charge of jewelry is a huge Terriermon and Kulamon fan, and she was like being very specific. It has to look like this. It has to be this cute, cuter,
It has
cuter.
to be
Damn it!
this cute.
Like he was being super specific about how stuff had to look. Um, they're
And it
also
actually is fucking adorable.
It is.
No, it is. And then he talked about how fans will be able to suggest Digimon Partners products, and they're working on how to do that. Um, some other partner stuff we'll go into in a bit. They talked about they will be making an announcement for international fans soon. They talked about Digimon Web getting various upgrades. And everything else is just kind of blown throughout the show. I feel like it's weird. We don't know who any of these people are outside of their association with Digimon, but I feel like fans generally like the hosts. Because
The
like,
one that was hugging all the Agumon
oh
plushies
yeah,
is
well, why
adorable.
does that? Why fucks around with the plushies every fucking episode?
One of my real life friends tagged me in a link to that. It's like, I want to Photoshop
Oh, someone
AR's head
did.
over that.
So did you see someone drew over him as All Might,
Oh my god, no.
holding on to Bakugo and Deku? Like,
I love it.
yeah. So, yeah. Fans seem to like why he was like he was a guest on like one episode of the old version of Card Battle, and then he's never left the room, basically. So yeah. So most
Whenever
Diginavi
there are
stuff.
plushies who just sews up, they stop
Oh no,
paying
he's
him.
he's super happy, and
They pay him in
so
plushies.
this isn't plushies. Man, is anyone shocked the Digimon's getting a re-release? It's almost like they teased us for 3 weeks planning to do it.
Speaking of news that we kind of saw coming.
Yeah, I
Shut
don't
up
think
and
we.
take my
I
money.
think we said we hoped they would re-release them. I don't think we said we expected it, but it felt like we all kind of they were showing these way too fucking much.
Yeah.
So
Like, hey, look what we dug up from the
yeah,
abyss. And it's
yeah,
like,
we'll
one
get
off, sure, they've
we'll
done that
get
before,
That's
yeah,
but
that's been their thing lately. If
yeah.
the new series is any indicator, look what we dug up from the abyss.
So we'll get details in July. I know Dev. She hopes it's all of them. She also really hopes it isn't because she's gonna buy fucking every single one. Oh no!
pretty much.
I just thought of what they could do.
Oh no.
Gotcha.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh god.
that'd be so fucking mean to do with something like this.
I'm just buying an entire case.
No, you're gonna have me buy an entire case and then buy them off me.
Oh, that's fair. Then again, have you seen? No, you don't know exactly how many of those fucking English release keychains I have.
Oh.
No. Oh wait, you did say you bought like 2 or 3 cases of those, didn't you?
One at a time.
Oh
Oh,
no.
oh,
Oh
Dev.
I'm
yes.
see
Bad Dev. Bad.
I
Bad.
keep myself to 2 at a time when I see them in a store. So of the
Bad
new
Dev.
set I only have 4 of them and
I don't.
I still managed to get 2 Modimons out of them.
Bad Dev. Okay, let's move on to that. Hey, look, more products. So the model kit was
Yeah.
shown off. Here's the thing: the model kit would have been so much better if we hadn't have gotten the images showing how they upgraded it, and they would just like revealed it at the event.
Yeah.
And hey, look, the Wizardmon and Tailmon gems getting re-released and details in July. I'm kind. See, I didn't have the
We
money to get it when it first came out. I'm kind of tempted to
Same.
get this.
I really want it.
Yeah, that means you're buying it, Dev.
Yes.
Yeah. So then we get the various plushies and Y making them hug, making them kiss, him hugging them. Everyone was very enamored with the plushies, but he was like really happy about those 2 giant Agumons with the blush cheeks.
They look so soft.
Those Agumon do look oddly like soft and round, don't they?
I just want
Like
to cuddle them.
And then we got the handkerchief set. Here's the thing with the handkerchief set. I understand why to do it. Let's ignore that it's stupid generic bullshit. So I understand why to do it. Here's the problem. They've already given away this fucking card for half a year. Like, this is not a new card. Unless they've changed something about it that I'm not aware of. Like, we've seen this card, was it last year even? It's been a while.
Mm,
Who the hell
Because this
doesn't
was,
want another Angemon?
well, it's the apparel card, though. People, whoever has it already wants it. They bought a shitty shirt. And
Now you
then,
can buy a
so,
handkerchief.
and then here's what I appreciate. They show off the Nara Bandesu figures, but if you look at the picture, it's very clear that it's the same image we had last week, and they've like Photoshop colored in stuff. So it all looks really fucking weird because,
they all have like a kind of gray cast to them.
yeah,
Mhm.
because they didn't account for the grayscale changes. And it looks fucking weird. I'm trying to decide who looks the weirdest. I feel like it's Tentomon. Tentomon almost looks too red and he doesn't have any like detail lines.
Well, I think it's
Yeah.
because like normally when they paint them, there's like a little bit of shine on them,
Yeah.
like from the gloss and the paint, but it just looks so matte on him that it
I
looks
mean,
really
Although,
offsetting. It
although
looks
I,
like it's clay.
although I will
Gomamon
say,
just looks goofy.
even looking at the like show logo and the Bandai logo, I think the colors are slightly off on this image. Something doesn't look right. Like if I look at like the Adventure logo, that doesn't look right to me.
It looks desaturated.
Yeah, so that might partially be it. Um, yeah, for 300 yen gotcha, I don't think I'm gonna get any of those. And then in V Jump, they went over various products, and hey, look, it's a silhouette of little known Digimon Omegamon X. Why? See, here's what I don't get. Show us the silhouette and then don't tell us who it is. Like, like I saw people going, maybe it's Zwart or Defeat, and it's like, oh wait, I see an X. It's him. Like they
How
could
about
have
that?
left a little surprise. Like, I mean, people are gonna fucking
No.
buy it anyways. They buy everything that's fucking Omegamon. They don't need to tell us it's Omegamon with a silhouette.
Well, I'm
And
glad he's finally getting some attention.
yeah, that Omegamon
About
guy.
time Omegamon
Yeah,
had his moment in the limelight.
yeah. Hey, he hasn't shown up in like 30 episodes. and then
I
we
actually
have
commented on that in the Millenniumon episode.
like
They didn't even need him for a Millenniumon. I loved it.
yeah. And then we get the Tamers 2018 DigiFest special project, which is here's the script for Tamers 2018. And really fucking weird, they're like, this is only gonna be up for a limited amount of time. The writer owns the script itself, and you can't distribute it. And it's like
Yeah.
it's fucking up
Is
at
it
his
the already
website.
distributed?
It's been there for like 2 or 3 years. Like even Onke was like, I don't know why they're saying this. It's the exact same. It looks like it's the exact same fucking file. That okay, we'll that says that. Yeah, whatever.
Do they really expect us to believe that Konaka isn't going to share something?
Yeah, that's about the gist of it, I guess. And basically, it's like, hey, read the script, listen to the audio drama, and then draw fan art of Tamers 2018. And I guess they're gonna display them on a screen behind the audio drama or
Okay.
something.
Well, I mean,
Here,
I've seen it. I did catch a couple on Partners. They looked
yeah.
pretty good.
See, here's the thing, though. He hyped up that they were going to do something like they're going to evolve the stage audio drama. It's like, please tell me it's going to be more than just like fan art on display behind people. Please tell me the hype wasn't
they're
for
gonna
that.
randomly have the Omegamon stage play pop up
No,
in the
no,
background for no
it's going to
reason.
be the Omegamon silhouette from V Jump. It's going to be Omegamon X for the side. Yeah. Oh fuck.
But they're just gonna have the screen is just gonna have a magnified Dukemon figure that's just flying in front of the camera.
Oh no! See, the problem is they could actually do that. It could be like Granny's not around, so he's evolved into mechanical Dukemon, and they just like it just Kanaka runs across the thing with holding the model kit. Okay,
I would want to see that,
so
unironically.
tamer stuff we can't mock. We found out about the pop-up store last week, and now we have all the products, and there's actually some really nice shit here. I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
buying any of this, but like the shirts
yeah,
look
they kind
nice.
of mixed it up a little more.
Although I will say, like the weird, like concert realize at Tokyo 2001, that feels like it's a little bit overboard to me. Like it makes it feel a little bit hokey. The sweaters, the hoodies look super nice. I
Yeah.
will say. We get the bags. The I actually kind of want the cups. Minus that any time I go, I'm gonna buy an anime cup from Japan, I get it. It's like, I hold it in two
Yeah,
fingers.
those are never as
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
very, very, very tiny.
yeah. Then we got jigsaw puzzle, keychains, um, the sticker. I don't know why I'm so amused by the sticker sheet. I
I
am
want
though.
stickers. I
Then we
want
get
stickers.
the wall scroll. I want it, but not for $45.
yeah,
And then
that's a lot for a wall
And
scroll.
then okay, there is one item we can actually there's a few items we can mock. Let's start with the skate deck.
I
So
want it.
so here's the thing. It's $180, which isn't bad. The only issue I have with it is this is not a skate deck you actually turn into a skateboard.
Right.
No,
This
you
is
you
one
hang this on
you
your
No.
wall.
you frame it.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, and then we get the jewelry, which I don't know. I actually think they're kind of the pendants. I
It's
think are
kind of
nice.
it's
They're
kind of
cheesy.
chintzy, but
Yeah.
I do
So
kind of like the designs, the individual Digimon
so
designs on each of
So
them.
here's what I think regarding these. I think the pendants look really great, even though they, like you said, chintzy. I think the rings are trying to stretch that design work a bit too much. Like
Yeah.
with the D arcs,
Yeah.
it's trying too hard.
Yeah, the D arcs especially.
Yeah, and then
That's too much.
I will say, like, I like how we get,
I bet there's a lot of people that wouldn't mind a ring with that
yeah,
yin yang on
but
it
also, but
though.
I was gonna say, like, okay, we get the Gilmon digital hazard symbol, we get the yin yang for Renamon, and for
And
Terriermon,
then
it's sort of
it's
a Terriermon ear. I think it's
yeah,
supposed to be an ear,
then
right?
Terriermon doesn't have a whole lot of cool iconography behind him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Huh, I never actually thought about that. I don't know. I
I
get
mean, unless you want to give him whatever the crest of whatever he had in movie 3.
Fate.
Fate, yeah.
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 yeah, I don't
That
even
doesn't
I
count though
yeah,
cuz it's the wrong
even you
Terriermon.
saying fate, it brings up no specific memory of what that actually was.
I know he
Uh
had one.
It's like a swirly kind of figure 8 looking
oh,
thing.
okay, I remember
Yes.
the
Yes.
Digimental. I don't
Well,
remember
yeah.
like the actual symbol. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I mean the
then
Digimental. I
so
should be
then we
more
have
specific.
acrylic stands. Who doesn't love acrylic stands?
They're pretty cute. I want the
I
Impmon
like
and
it.
Gluemon ones.
So
Yeah, there's
am
a
I
I could
wrong, or like would the Terriermon one be super fucking awesome if it didn't have him like wearing something covering up his horn?
I think the flower crowns for these in particular are just a little
Stand out too
different.
much?
Yeah, they stand out too much, and it's sort of like I know that's the theme for this particular
It
shop,
doesn't
but
work with the stands though, because you don't have
yeah,
like the celebration crap.
these I'd rather just have the characters on their own without the flowers.
Yeah.
That and they feel kind of like copy pasted on.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't
Like
worry.
why like that's something where you get the stand and then 3 years later you look at Impmon and forget why he has a flower and
Yeah,
you're just confused.
yeah. But to be fair, we are at that part of the pop-up shop where it's the copy paste product. So we have the clear file.
Yeah, yeah.
We have a set of postcards. I actually will say the can badges being like slightly hexagonal and rounded actually gives them a
Mhm.
neat look.
It's different.
Yeah. And then the mini Shikishas are really fucking weird. I don't know why, but they feel kind of weird to me.
They
And
feel
then
kind of like that fad for the little mini Polaroids of the Instax.
yes,
Kind
okay,
of.
that's what it is. Yeah. And then we get Confito Candy, which is different to do it.
That's goes well with your gum.
Yeah, so I'm not buying this shit, just to be clear. You get 5 strawberry, 5 citrus, and a random. They put gotcha in the fucking candy.
Oh my god.
Oh
When you
wait, I
get to
said
the
I said
end, when you
10.
get
It
to
was
the
8.
bottom of your box of
Wait,
Competo, you get a
wait, we're
prize.
not done. Sweet set. You get checker cookies, chocolate-filled wafers, and gotcha stickers. And you know what the whole
You got away from the Competo before I could make a Stelvia joke, but carry on.
you know what's evil about the stickers? So, if you look at the sticker images, wouldn't those be great wall scrolls for Tamer fans?
Yeah. Like
And
those
then
remind me of the character posters
yeah,
they
and
did for Adventure in Zero Two.
yes, and instead it's stickers that are tiny and come with. I feel like the wafer chocolate will be good. I feel like the checker candies, you'll take one bite, you'll be like, I need something to fucking drink.
I just realized I have like 3 of those character posters somewhere in my house, and I have no idea where.
Oh,
I really should do something with
is it the
those.
try
Speaking
ones
of
with the
this,
fancy dress?
No, no, I have the character, the zero, like I said, those Zero
Oh,
Two
okay.
Adventure.
Okay. And then if you buy it from the shop or the pop-up store, you get. I actually like the holographic sheet, and then the other side being the Hirokazu card.
like the handmade blue card.
And then this is
Hmm.
the one that feels silly. If you go to the pop-up shop and do it directly, they give you a shopping bag. But if I know anime fans, they won't put their stuff in the bag. They will then ask for a generic bag to put everything in. And this
Yeah,
will be
because you
run.
don't want to destroy your fancy bag.
Yeah, and this opens later this week, runs through July 4th, and yeah, I actually the products here are actually pretty good. The only issue I have is um, it feels like doing it in the one Shibuya Mall is kind of try hardy, even though Shibuya makes sense for tamers.
Yeah, I
It feel
suppose.
yeah,
Well, it could also be semi-coincidental because
just what's
I guess it
available. You think?
sometimes might just yeah, because there's
That's true.
pop-up
I
Yeah.
shops
mean,
everywhere for other series.
Shibuya isn't that connected to Tamers. It's like a couple towns
Oh wait,
down
or
in
am I thinking? I'm
Shinjuku.
thinking of Frontier, aren't I?
Frontier is a little more Shibuya connected, yeah.
Okay, that's what I.
Shinjuku is a little more tamers.
Okay,
Tamers is very Shinjuku.
I might be thinking of that shot. Isn't there a shot in the intro of Tamers that shows it? That I think.
Possibly.
Shinjuku with the towers.
In fact, I think that's the
Yeah.
building the things in. Actually, I don't
What?
know. I think
Yeah,
in
I
one of the
do.
shots they show the 109 or whatever that mall's
Yeah,
called.
I thought you might be right on that.
I don't know.
That could also be confusing. Weirdly, I'm now confusing it with the Hunters opening, which has a very similar shot. You're confusing me. Let's move on.
Yeah. Hey,
We're always confused.
the Numamon vote. I don't think many people called Karatuki as the winner. I think I expected it to be Platinum Numamon because people love that little fucker for helping you with EXP.
I voted for Platinum Numamon for the XP.
Yeah, that's what I expected. Although I will say this, minus Garamon, it felt like everyone had a good showing that you would expect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm props to Numamon Mermaid.
And then Vital Bracelet. So the new short was probably the best one, I think.
It
Why
looked
are these?
fucking amazing.
Why are these so good?
So yeah, there's actually a question about that later that we'll get to.
I
Someone
don't
actually asked.
understand.
So then, as Thomas might be a strong word, the app is out in the West with no translation, although they say there is. What they mean is a handful of things translate if you're using a US Bandai Namco ID. I think Canadians got shunted over to the Japan stuff still, but very
and
little.
somehow it's in French.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Okay, maybe that's what it was. Then Digimon Classroom went over Titan of Dust and Infinite Tide because those are out now. And we have the I don't lineup image. I don't quite know what to call them. Lineup charts. And for some reason, they made the Infinite Tide one much nicer looking than the Titan of Dust one. They made one like super high resolution and crisp, and the other's kind of sad and low resolution. And I feel like
that's why.
Like I look at the sprites, and most of them I actually kind of like. I feel like the one that's worst is Blasmon. He looks kind of like a sitcom dad. But yeah, so people are happy with these. Everyone seems to love Goromon with his weird Among Us vibe. That seems to have people excited. And then DigiNavi gave us most of it was kind of just updates on stuff we'd heard, because I think minus Black War Greymon being the current raid boss, they didn't really say much new. They mostly just showed stuff off, which fair enough. That's at least they did it quickly. And then, hey, pre-orders are up for Hermit in the Jungle and New Metal Empire, and it was kind of interesting to see people's reactions when we saw who was on each one, because everyone like Teropiamon, that was expected, and then everyone was like, Cross Wars Metal Greymon, he's returned.
I'm sad there's no Palmumon.
Yeah, and then earlier today, we got the lineup for it, minus the boss character, and the lineups are actually good. And I like this new one where it's kind of like they took Ragnar Lordmon and made him Flowery and Bloom Lordmon, but he's like a pirate knight or something. He has like the hat, and he has like as Maria hair if you look. So I wonder if he did the design for him. Like if you look above the hat, we get those weird like hair
The
tendrils that he likes to
tendril
do.
kind of.
Yeah, and hey, look, when I look at the middle one, we get I don't know. I'm just amused that like we get Ballistamon and Alta Ballistamon. We get it's heavy Leomon, right? I always forget his name for some reason. The
Trying to find
one
that
from
one.
Rear Eyes. It's heavy
Oh yeah,
Leomon,
heavy
right?
Leomon.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Okay. And Zeke Greymon, which good for him showing up and stuff. What's
He's
weird is
Frenchie.
weird one is that one feels very anime heavy just because of how many of these characters have shown up in anime stuff in small or biggish roles. So
It
yeah,
might possibly be like them kind of going over which dim cards sell more, and then
yeah.
going, "Hey, the ones with the anime characters are printing us money, so just
Well,
throw some more in."
as I recall, the adventure ones I think are the ones that they've given the most notices about. Yes, we're doing more. Don't worry, they'll be at wherever in the next few weeks. And aren't you just shocked that Palmon showed up in a dim card after being featured in 2 of those videos?
How about that?
It's almost
Completely
like
unexpected.
I know it's almost like in the next few months they want us to think that Rise Greymon's going to show up. Wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
And then see, this is where V Jump did not do anything wrong. The problem is this is literally just like the same stuff from the Diginavi.
Yeah,
Plus, we get what looks like one of Venom Vondemon's crotch, teasing that he's the next raid boss.
that's fair.
Although Black War Greymon being a raid boss does help with one thing, though. It tells us that it doesn't mean anything if someone's a raid boss for as far as are they going to show up in a dim card anytime soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Because unique sprite, he's already in a dim card, he's going to be in another one, so
Also, you figure that they're going to have rotate around those
oh sure, but a lot of
raid
people were
battles.
worried
So
about about if Diablomon would show up. Like, were they
yeah.
only going to pick big boss characters who then they wouldn't use? That sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Card news. So Andromon, the classic collection ones, I'm getting kind of fucking tired of already, if I'm being honest. Because
Yeah, it's just kind
here's
of
the thing,
okay.
I like
Here's
the art, but give them fucking backgrounds. Stop with fucking it's the same binary background in every single one. They just tweak the colors.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's boring as shit.
But
This
here's
is
the
why.
no.
Yeah,
When I
these are
say
the cards that we didn't like.
here's the thing though, when I say it's the same background, I don't mean like it's a binary design. I mean it's the exact same layout.
Yeah.
The numbers are in the exact same fucking place. Even it's
All
kind
they
of
did is hue shift it.
yep. So they showed off more of that in Diginavi. I like the ones that look like. I like they showed the parallel cards where they're going to look like old Digimon cards. Like it looks so much nicer with an actual background and shit.
That's how I would expect the classic collection to look.
Yeah,
where
it's
you have
kind of
like
weird
the
because
old fields on the background.
well, like the logos
Mhm.
in both countries use the old logos. That's what we kind of expected. Instead, we kind of got shit, to be honest. Like I like the art, but they're bland.
They
Yeah.
have no soul.
Where's the lamb soft? As Gordon Ramsay would put it. And then the card catalog book, we found out about it. We quickly got updates and pre-ordered it up. We get Zero Maru cards.
Sexy.
Using pre-existing art as expected. But still,
Yeah.
happy
Yeah.
with Zero Maru cards. Yeah, I already had someone who's like, are you going to order that? Order me one. You have stuff to ship to me anyways. Please order it. And I went ahead. It was not dev this time. Then for English cards, we've started to get the event cards, and we were wrong. They're not just cards that aren't out yet. So Vilemon and Biomon get the ugly Classic Collection treatment just with the logo for the card game, which I like the art, but it's kind of ugly doing it
Yep.
that way.
Which is
And Lord
appropriate for
and
Vilemon.
Lord Nightmon gets brand new gorgeous artwork.
And the name Lord Nightmon.
To be fair, they change that name every fucking like 3 or 4 months. It's
Yeah.
I'm perfectly happy if they leave it Lord Nightmon. At least they spelled Lord correct this time. We all remember the time when it's Lard. It's like, oh, at least fucking. I don't have to have Roto Nightmon, but if you're gonna give me Lord, spell it correctly. They previewed the U.S. card game stuff on Diginovi. They're really enjoying doing those international quarters where they keep asking like, oh, do people overseas like this? And it's like, oh yeah, we can't fucking keep them in stock.
Yeah, I was at 2 Targets this week. Or
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
literally nothing. Except
Yeah.
10 tons of like Magic the Gathering.
Yep.
Poor guy. They set up a guy named Kyle to deal with Digimon fans, and they
Bet
didn't
he's
even give
having
him
a
a
great
haircut.
week.
And then Card Battle had more matches, and then last night we got not unexpected news, but kind of surprising that it just came out of nowhere. TCG Online Lobby is getting a North American release. It makes sense because they're doing the Evolution Cup and they aren't really doing events. So it makes sense that they do a beta test in July before they do those. It feels like a bad idea to not offer prizes for people going to the beta test.
Like at least throw them like a digital wallpaper or something.
Throw something. How about a certificate on their account that says they were part of the beta test? Yeah, and then feels like the weirdest and news that made people happy for Re-Rise is all the 3rd anniversary Re-Rise stuff from DigiNavi. So they announced a bunch of 3rd anniversary stuff. We get the really weird red Jessmon, which people in Japan were making jokes about. Is his
Is he
partner
3 times
Char?
faster?
Yes, because here's the thing: it's not just red. They've detailed it with the kind of. It looks like something Char would stand next to. It's 3 times
They knew
faster.
what they were doing.
Oh, of course it is. It's the 3rd anniversary, 3 times faster. It's red. It kind of has that highlight color that Char would have. We get the Metal Greymon event, which that feels kind of sad compared to the others. And then we get the odd one is the new Galmon sword type, which Dev gets to cry that
Even spikier.
whoever put it on Wikimon didn't translate it. It's like Galmon. I don't remember.
Me either. I've been working too much to even look at Wikimon. It's like, it's gonna burn to the ground anyway. Who cares?
Yeah. Very nice art. And the funny part is without even reading the text, I think we could all say who designed this. Asmaria.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no doubt there.
I'm pretty sure that if Gaiomon wasn't already an X Digimon, it would have been Gaiomon X.
To be fair, they did this.
So
To be
damn
fair,
pointy.
they did this before. They could call him Gaomon GX. That's what they did last time.
Extreme.
Extreme. And then in V-Jump, they mostly just went over this. This is one of those where like they 100% planned everything around what they were going to announce. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so first up, they showed a bunch more of the Digimon figures before they announced it. We had the little social media message from Hawkmon's actor, like we mentioned earlier. And even he mentioned this is the first time he's been in a show for Digimon that isn't O2. He's like, oh, connected with Tonosama Gekomon. And he's pleased that it's kind of fun to play someone kind of like Shurimon again. Sort of. Not really. But
Not
we'll give
really.
that to him.
Kabukimon's way more extra than Shurimon was. I
Yeah,
honestly don't
but
remember. I don't remember much about Shurimon, if we're being honest. Like, he
I
never
always
really stood out.
here's the way I think of Shurimon. I think of him as the ninja from Captain Commando,
Okay.
where he has like some spinning moves with his knees and stuff with blades, and it kind
Yeah. Like, he had a couple of fun moves, but
yeah.
like, I don't remember anything else about him because he wasn't in that many episodes. It feels
No,
like
he wasn't.
because
He came very
he did his thing and like it wasn't too long after
that they
he
moved
showed
on to
up that
adults.
they got to Aquilamon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some more figures from China. So, hey, Joe exists, everyone.
He
And he
doesn't
looks
seem like he
traumatized.
Yeah.
doesn't look like he wants to.
Well, maybe he's just upset that we didn't see him last week. Although I will say, from close up, this made me look way more. I'm still like enamored with the fucking weird Shoujo Gabumon thing.
Yeah.
And
Gabumon
then
is way too shoujo, and
Mimi
yeah,
looks like she's
like I
giving
said,
someone the side eye.
yeah, I mentioned that last week. Mimi didn't seem all that happy.
no, and then here's the one that everyone saw and kind of went nuts for: the Paimon Foul minifigures that are also coming in July in
Yeah.
China.
Oh
This
yes,
so if these come out in
I'm
Japan or they're orderable from China, people go nuts for these.
yeah, I'm shocked that they haven't done
Done
something
this in the
like this
past.
before.
This feels
I
like
know it's like
something. This feels like something that we should have gone at Premium Bandai for the 15th anniversary of Adventure.
yes, I have a keychain, like a charm with that kind of design, and like yeah,
And
I'm proud of that.
now in show, did we ever see designs for Takeru and Hikari?
You know, actually, are these actually the Paimon ones, or are these the Pinocchimon ones?
Oh, I thought they were. I thought they were the Paimon
They
ones.
look
Maybe they
a
are the Pinocchio ones.
little. Well, they're very similar.
They are very
Yeah.
similar, but I think they have
No,
different
you may be right.
expressions.
Yeah, you may be right. I think.
Which is appropriate because Pinocchimons actually were like little dolls, and Paimon was
Yeah,
like the
that's true.
charms.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Either way, they should have had these already.
They should have had both already. Although I guess the
Yes,
Paimon ones would have been keychains.
which I
Man,
have one for Taichi. I
with
have one for Taichi, but that was a special, like that was the extra
oh,
in a
so
set.
what you're saying is when you complain about too much Tai Chi in the current show, it's your fucking fault for buying Tai Chi merchandise.
Yes.
It was a random. It was the
Uh-huh.
blind box.
Yeah, you still
It
have it
could
though,
have
don't
had
you? You
any of
still
the
have it.
kids,
You still have it.
and I got Paimon Taichi and its original adventure Taichi, so I wasn't complaining.
Okay, fair enough. And then time for questions. Those of you in the chat can throw stuff up. We'll go over the ones that were sent first. This is one of the ones where normally I would rewrite it, but I was so amused by it. And that, so I'm going to say the question, and then I'm going to give 3 guesses, and then Dev and AR can guess what this question's about. Why does Bandai disrespect Digimon so much? Guess 1, Digimon Survive. Guess 2, something about adventure. Guess 3, they can't find cards.
The fact that you're even posing this to us makes me think it's not about Survive because that's the
Oh, no,
obvious
no.
guess.
No, I 100% do not know. I'm
Oh,
saying,
you don't.
why
Oh,
do you,
that was just
I'm
a
saying,
question, and it was.
yeah, I'm saying, why do you think they sent the question in? Because I think it's
Okay,
Survive
yeah,
because
it's about Survive. It's about
yeah,
Survive.
yeah,
Survive.
Yeah, it's totally about Survive.
and the answer is they respect it a lot. They do a lot of shit with it. Now, like we said earlier, they should give an update on the game, but that has little to do with respect for the brand. You can say they're disrespecting the fans if you want, but that's a different argument.
Mm-hmm.
They're perfectly happy with how Digimon's doing, and they keep throwing shit out. The Vit, any part like the card game, the Vital Bracelet, the show. Even if you don't like the show, we still have a weekly show.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We have pop-up shops. We have merch.
And then Galhart asks great questions, and this one feels like a booby prize question because Galhart knows what we're gonna say. With the renewed interest in Tamers, do you think we'll see a remake of the series or something similar but different? Remake,
No,
no.
no.
Something at some point, sure. Do I think they're like next? Do I think a month from now at Digifest they're gonna be like Digimon Tamers the movie? Da, 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 da. No.
And let's be clear that the renewed interest in Tamers isn't necessarily fandom like rising and saying, "Hey, we need Tamer stuff right now." This
It's
is
selling
them.
shit for the
This is them
anniversary.
making a concentrated effort to throw Tamers a bone this year.
Yes. And that's because they already have a show going that they've done marketing for. They've already pumped up the energy with Adventure. Adventure is the bike going down the hill. They don't need to pedal that bike anymore. They're trying to throw Tamers down the hill to get it started. But yeah. And then okay, I think this is based on a question we got. I think this had to do with something we said maybe last week. Someone asked, "What's on our backlog to watch, read, play that we plan to do soon?" Because we said something about this last week. I think didn't we
Maybe
get to
like
talk?
having no time to watch shit because like we're
I
all
th-
working to death.
yeah, I think we started talking about books or something a week or two ago, like
Well,
our
possibly.
backlog of. Um,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing Hathaway finally after a few fucking years. That's out July 1st on Netflix. Here's how long I've been waiting for Hathaway. The original trailer was in theaters with a different Gundam movie, and I remember what day it was because something. That's when we got that key art for the Digimon 20th anniversary with all the squares,
Ah.
and they
Mm.
they announced they announced like the Miku thing and the pop up stores. That was the first time we ever found out what the hell a graph art was because it was that night. That was like 2019. They kept delaying the movie because COVID and other stuff, and it's out in Japan. Netflix gets it on the first. It's already dubbed, so I'm looking forward to that. And I need to see is it Luca or Luna?
I think it's Luca.
Yeah. Need to watch that, but busy for the next week, so I'll get to see that soon enough. Anything from you, AR?
Mm,
Let's see. Watching, not particularly. Like I said, we're still doing our Marvel MCU movie marathon, which is going to last
Oh,
us a
where are you at?
while.
Where are you at?
We just did Guardians of the Galaxy last week, so we're what, halfway
That's
through probably.
that's
Something.
that's probably towards the top, to be honest.
No, no, I mean as far as
Oh, I know.
down the,
I mean as far as quality goes. I'm
Oh
saying
yeah, no, I agree with
you're
that
basically
for
at the top.
sure. Yeah, but I'm saying as far as how far we are along
Yeah,
in
that sounds
the
about
whole
halfway, I
thing.
think.
Yeah, about halfway-ish. Also, but then we're also probably going to watch some of the like we'll watch WandaVision and stuff like that afterwards, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
so that's sort of
I
what's
keep forgetting that exists.
Loki's been the best one. Loki's only
and
2 episodes in, and it's
and
already the best one.
by the time we get done with all that, we'll be ready for Loki, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably the big watch thing right now. Playing, I actually just finished Persona 4 Golden, like yesterday. So I think I'm going to, and I'm almost done with Breath of the Wild. I've been dabbling with that on and off again, and I'm just about finished with that. I
Oh
actually
man,
want to play Mother 3
how
again,
excited are
honestly.
you that Breath of the Wild 2 is Skyward Sword themed?
I am not excited at all
Oh,
about it being Skyward Sword
I
theme, but
saw
I am
that,
excited.
I saw that and
But I,
fucking laughed. Because here's the thing, I like Skyward Sword, and I'm aware a lot of people really don't.
mm,
So I saw that, I'm like, he's diving in. It's fucking Skyward Sword.
I
well,
just
yeah.
just
See,
excited
the
because
thing
Link
is,
looks even more feral than usual.
the thing with me in Breath of the Wild is I hadn't done a 3D Zelda game before.
Oh,
Like I
okay.
basically skipped over from Link to the Past straight to Breath of the Wild. except for that other Link to the Past thing that was on the 3DS. I
That had to
played
feel
Link.
super.
which
I
is
got like
basically the sequel.
That had to feel
yeah,
super empty.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I went straight to Breath of the Wild from that. So everything in between, I really have no experience with. So I'm just happy it exists.
Okay, that
And
makes
like
sense.
the Skyward Sword parallels, which I mean, they're there. Obviously, I'm not that ignorant about Link
Oh,
games,
they're
but
more than there. I laughed watching that.
it makes sense for where the direction they could go with
Yeah.
that, though. So I that totally
Yeah.
understand all that.
Anything from you,
And as
Dev?
far as
Oh, sorry.
and oh, and as far as reading, I think I've mentioned that before, but I'm
Yeah,
making my way through Name of the Wind. So
yeah. Anything from you, Dev?
Too much shit.
Yeah. And then
Well,
Jackie wants to know, okay, based on the tweet from last night, what do we think? Where they were tweeting about, oh, these 6 Digimon haven't shown up for 10 years, with one of them going so far back 21 years with the same actor, and someone else will be showing up, and them teasing, who do we think it's going to be?
you said all the way back to the beginning, like
Well, what they did
21
was
years.
they put up 6 images of Digimon who hadn't shown up with the original actor or with an actor. So Lopmon from Cross Wars, and they're like, and even one of them was 21 years ago. Since it's not really fair to say that with Ogremon because he has played him since then. He just hasn't talked. Like, I believe that was him in Try.
Oh, I had some thoughts on Digimon that could appear, but if we're talking something that's been in the series
Yeah, so
before,
apparently it's someone who's been in the anime before and playing the same Digimon,
and we're talking about
showing up in Adventure later.
someone's been like, we're talking like what era? Original Adventure?
They didn't say. They showed us Digimon from Cross Wars. They showed us Adventure.
Oh.
I think the weak answer would be Vamdemon.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him since the stage play.
Yeah. But he wasn't the original actor, though.
A gem figure.
Oh. Huh. That's an interesting one. I actually didn't even think about that. Huh.
What did you say?
She said they could do a Vamdemon gem figure.
Oh, hey,
I don't think we're going to get any standalone villain types. I think if we're going to get a villain, it will be in that Versus series.
Well, I mean, if they did have like that Lady Devimon one.
I mean, if you're asking for an older Digimon to appear in the newer series, let's see.
There's only one obvious choice more than Vamdemon. Hot and cold running water, pizza crusts.
Oh, Pokemon! Oh
yeah.
my god.
Yeah. Okay, so next up, someone wants to know, do you think for the card game it'd work if they subbed the web shows? Yes, they should do that. Instead, they kind of like went, we're gonna do these shows in English, and then they were fucking terrible, and then they kind of vanished. And just sub the other shows.
Just sub what's already there.
Yeah, people literally don't understand those shows and love them. No, yeah, do that. Let's see. I'm looking at Joe's question on more thinking that's kind of what the current show is. Joe asked, do you think we would see a new series reuse old characters in new lead? That's kind of the current show. I mean, we're not saying it's good, but that's what it is. Unless he means something else and I'm not understanding.
I think maybe if they did that with like another like a re-envisioning of 02 or Tamers or Frontier
maybe
or something.
He's talking about an all-star show.
Oh, I love that so much.
Yeah, good. Then we get to hear people complain when it's based around Taichi. Then
I'm guilty of that too.
Fight. Just like all the Taichis, just throw them all in like a pit and have them fight to the death.
Oh my god, that would be a great death battle episode.
Yalhart said E3 is come and go. Anything we want to talk about from what we saw at E3? No.
Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. That's all I had.
I'm trying to think, was there anything other than Breath of the Wild that actually got me excited? Oh, okay, you know what's neat? I don't have the system, but that they're translating Rondo of Blood and putting it on the Turbo Duo in English. Because Rondo of Blood's like the best classic style Castlevania game. They're printing new
Oh.
discs. They've translated the game.
Ooh.
So that's one of those things where I'm like, oh fuck, am I gonna buy a fucking game for a system I don't have? Maybe. So yeah, I think like we accidentally went over all the E3 stuff we were interested in during the show.
I mean, the only thing I watched for E3 at all was just the Nintendo one, and that was literally it.
That's all
I heard
anybody
that was
watched.
the only. I heard that was the only good one anyway.
Yeah. And they got to confuse Metroid fans by bringing back Metroid Dread. That game had been canceled like 3 fucking times. And then someone wanted to know, they saw people talk about how when they say 2021 Project Episode 4, that's the shorts, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
basically the
Okay. They say it
Yeah.
looked
fancy
nice.
little bracelet commercial.
Yeah, they
The
say
fancy little bracelet commercial. That's why
yeah.
why is that so good?
They,
We didn't need that.
they say it
We
looked
didn't
nice.
deserve that.
They say it looked nicer than the rest, but looking closely, it does look nicer, but the models seem to be the same reason why. The reason why is they encoded it much better, partially because they uploaded it in 4K, which forced YouTube to use better codec settings. So this is a case where even if you don't understand video quality, you're noticing something looks nicer just because it's done better. Yeah. So
I should have said my favorite part of E3 was when they dropped Kirby off a cliff.
that was fucking amazing. And then once he dropped him, I'm just fucking waiting. I'm like, I know exactly what's gonna fucking happen. But the better part is this: they did it in the background where he can't see. I thought he was just gonna float off, and then he'd look shocked. Having him just, right off screen was fucking amazing. Yeah, that was the best part of E3 was seeing that.
Yeah.
Although I have to say, you have to admit though, them dicking around with Zelda fans was kind of amazing. Where like you can't see what's happening, but you just see like Ganondorf being dragged, carried, whatever you want to, because the visual you can't see, and you can't see doing like you're like someone killed him, and it's gonna be Breath of the Wild 2, or they're re-releasing Ocarina of Time, and then it's like, and then it's just yeeting him off the cliff and showing that it's Kazuya. That's
I've never even
amazing.
played. I know nothing about Tekken, but I was entertained.
Oh, it's
yeah.
It's not only
great.
fucking amazing. That is 100% Tekken lore. People
he
get
just throws people the fuck off cliffs.
No, he got thrown off a cliff. He gets thrown off a cliff before the first Tekken when he's a kid. He survives and he gets big and strong, so he can go and beat up his dad, who's the boss. Then, like at the beginning of game 2, I believe, the game starts with them fighting at the end of game 1. He wins, and then he throws his dad off the cliff. And then it just keeps happening. So yeah, that's like
I guess he's not getting a Father's Day card.
That's like a recurring bit. The only thing that would have made it better was once he actually did beat up a little orange dinosaur. He fought Gon, who looks really like Agumon. Oh, fuck.
And that's why Agumon is not appearing in Smash.
See, here's the thing. The closest I ever came to think that Agumon could show up in a fighting game seriously was when they talked about re-releasing the PS1 version of Tekken 3. Gon's he is a licensed character. So when they were going to re-release the PS1 Tekken 3, Gon wasn't. It's like, okay, are they going to relicense Gon, or are they just going to tweak him a bit and claim it's Agumon? Because that could have been done.
Anyway, we have Digimon questions.
And then our last question, you guys in the chat.
Jackie had one in the chat.
Oh, did I miss one?
Yeah.
Okay, outside of Adventure, since the years are known, do you have any inklings when each series takes place, especially for Crossroads and Atmon? Atmon's like 2040 something.
No, Appmon is 2016. Appmon is happening
Oh, it
in the
is the year?
year they did. That was confirmed. Yeah,
Okay, I'm thinking of the wrong.
the calendars line up like dead
I
spot
believe.
on to
Okay,
be
I believe
2016 to 2017.
okay,
Or
not
20,
not in,
either that or 2015 to 20,
not
whichever,
in,
whenever it aired.
yeah, not including like Try or Kazuna. I believe everything is when it's airing.
There's some
Tamers, there's
confusion.
Tamers, there's an
Yeah,
asterisk.
there's an
It was,
asterisk for Tamers, but everything else, I assume it's the year
yeah.
it came
So
out.
the asterisk for Tamers is it was written as 2001. Officially, they
Yeah,
just call it like 2000X because by
yeah.
that point Digimon was doing very well in the U.S. Other countries they didn't know when, so they would just whatever.
It was. It also helps with that not too distant future BS.
Yeah, but they also very specifically do go like, oh, the flashbacks to 1984. They
Yep.
give us like the exact year for Tamers 2018, and it's basically yes,
Mhm.
that's when Tamers takes place. It's just not mentioned in Tamers itself.
Yeah. But yeah, Appmon is definitely the year. I think that the 2040 thing in the intro confuses people, but it is the year it came out, especially because there was those
Was
two.
2040 in the intro?
They mentioned that the whole mention that by the year 2040
Oh,
you
okay.
reach singularity. That's actually a Ray Kurzweil quote
No,
and
I
not
know.
a.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not thinking. I'm not thinking of Digimon. I'm thinking of because
Quote on crisis.
the intro to Metabot says something stupid. I don't remember what it is.
Oh
They
yeah.
say it's like
But anyway, there are
they say it's like the
the
24th
those.
century or something.
But anyway, the historical figures that show up in Appmon, like Marvin Minsky, like the only way that lines up with them actually being able to meet Haru's grandfather is if it was
Now,
current. Yeah.
yeah, now for the yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Did we miss any others from chat?
I didn't see any others from chat,
Okay.
but that was one I wanted to talk about
No,
because
no, that's fine. I
that
missed
kind
that
of
one.
thing really interests me.
Yeah. And then chat, if you guys want to toss any out while we do the last one that was sent, how long do you guys think you'll do Digimon stuff for? I guess the question is, what do you mean by stuff? Like, am I gonna be
Stuff.
running the site forever? Fuck no.
Yeah,
Is AR is me, AR, and Dev gonna do a podcast forever? No.
no.
I
I
I
think
don't think
I'm.
I don't think any of us plan on leaving anytime soon. To be fair.
Oh, I'm getting
I'm never
close.
fucking leaving. My
I'm
my
getting.
ghost
I'm
is gonna just
honestly.
be like working on Wikimon.
I'm getting close. I'm honestly getting pretty close.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
probably
close.
like I'm think I'm probably going to stop the reviews at 66 if they continue the show beyond 66. I'll probably be done. I'll say it's like okay,
Oh,
they
so when
originally said 66
no, they
episodes. I'm going to
didn't.
do 66
No,
episodes, and
we both know they did not say 66. 60,
it's
60.
close enough an excuse for me.
No, no, absolutely fair. And here's the thing, and it's one of those things where we say it and people misunderstand. When we say if you don't like it, you should leave, we don't mean get out, you're not allowed to criticize. What we're saying is there's probably better things to do with your time than
And
watching a
it
show you don't like.
and that's part of it because
Oh, and that's
especially
true.
next year because it's really eating up my Sundays to write those reviews and it's going to be a real problem especially once
Yeah,
conventions get
yeah,
started
and
up
here's the
again.
thing.
Like it's like there's a couple weeks in July where I'm
AR
like I have
AR
no
is gonna
idea when I'm going to have time to write
AR is gonna
this.
quit his site but still do the podcast because it means 1 hour a week he can rant about hating adventure.
But that's what I mean I can still do something like that. Like
Yeah,
that's
no, that's right.
and I can
But
still do like I'll still do like I can still do a quick reaction on Twitter.
no,
Like
and
I've been
see,
doing that every week.
and that's the
And
thing is
that actually gets a better reaction on Twitter than the posting my review.
that's actually the weird fucking thing. I could actually see all three of us quitting our sites and still doing like very small roundup podcast every few weeks, just talking about what we think of X rather than doing a
Yeah.
full roundup of the news and everything. Because I could see all three of us being done in a few years and just you know every
Yeah,
2 or 3 weeks going, hey, a couple catch up.
but it's something
Nah,
to
my
but
hyperfixations are forever.
yeah, but it's something I have been giving some thought to that
Well,
I need to start winding this up because if the show continues going on in perpetuity and I'm
yeah,
not
it's
particularly enjoying it, like I don't need to
no,
be
you have
because
better
I
things to
mean
do with your time.
System Restore was intended for writing reviews of the show when it had content worth talking about. And this new series like it or dislike it, does not have content worth talking about. The depth just isn't there.
To be fair, you talked about Atmon a lot, and a lot of Atmon really fucking doesn't either.
But no, Atmon has a much stronger point to it. Like there's a
You're
lot
correct.
of there are
You're right.
actual themes with Atmon, and there are actual there's actual characterization in Atmon.
I disagree on that part, but I do agree Atmon has more to say.
Well, it's
Atmon
kind of
has
like
more, and
someone
that's
says it's not that deep, but then you're probably that's like I have a shovel and I'm ready to dig.
yeah.
Hey,
And
AR, why don't you answer the one that just went into the chat? That
I
one's
didn't
fun.
I didn't piss off 70% of the Spanish
Oh
speaking
no,
fandom.
that's why
That was all you, buddy.
no, that's why it's fun to have someone outside say it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, why does 70% of the Spanish speaking fandom seem to be like super pissed at you, Mark?
I said be reasonable and don't harass people. Which of course,
Yeah, that'll do
Oh,
it.
that'll do it.
yeah. And here's the funny part. I said if you harass, all the company's gonna do is mute you, and then you can't say what you want to say. AR, how do you think I know this?
Who muted you?
Huh?
Who muted you?
No.
Or is it because you're muting other people? I suppose you do that with your discotheque channel, don't you?
Yes. Not that often, because most people understand that if you just yell at a social
Yeah.
media person, they aren't even gonna forward your messages to anyone. They're just gonna go,
Yeah, they're
okay,
just
it's
gonna
someone
mute.
spamming mute. Not only
Yeah.
that, here's the thing. They're not messaging Habu, who's the person who signed the message in the first place, and they're messaging VJump. Why are you messaging a magazine? They don't get any choice in what they say.
Yeah. It's like only certain people actually know what's going on with Survive, and the people that are being targeted aren't those people.
Yeah. No one in social media knows what. They have no fucking clue. Period. They don't. If you think demanding answers is gonna have something, then bleh. That's
This isn't a poll that you can spam for
no.
your
See,
waifu.
no. See, here's the thing. My point was that you may have something to actually say to them in the future that means something.
Mm-hmm.
Getting yourself muted now just destroys your ability to do that when you might have something to say beyond just spam yelling.
Twitter is a great opportunity to connect with industry
And my
professionals.
favorite
Don't
thing is
screw it up.
and my favorite thing is when they're very much telling me to block them and then getting upset when I do it on the WtW account. Like they're like, "Go on, mute me," and then people send me screen caps of them going, "Can you believe they blocked me?" It's like, I don't know what you fucking want. Like they're upset that I'm saying don't attack the company because that doesn't help, and they're like, how dare you defend Digimon Survive? How dare you? And a year ago, they were upset that I was mocking. I've done nothing but mock the game. I've
God,
mocked the
all
game
three of
nonstop.
us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm generally I'm reasonably I'm as excited for the game as I can be about a Digimon game, but I'm real about what a Digimon game
Yeah,
consists of.
it's sort of like if you go and buy a mid '90s anime game. You're not expecting a good game. You're getting it because you want that anime.
You want to see the characters in
You're
a
desperate for
game
content.
setting.
And Lux, here's the thing. They're not upset. They're laughing at you. Here's the thing. They can say they are, but you don't flip out on someone unless you're upset.
Yeah, that felt upsetty to me.
Yeah. I mean, we're sitting here laughing about it because
Yeah, yeah.
what? I'm gonna block them in my free time, or I'm gonna move on, and that's it. I mean, here's the thing: we started the show with people spamming nonstop, and what? Their anger went away because they had better things to do. Well, hopefully they had better things to do. I don't know. Yeah. And
They
did we
can go
miss?
play in a strategy RPG that is not Digimon Survive.
This guy is there in a couple days.
I mean, that's what I've been playing before bed every night.
Yeah. And I think that's about it. AR, where can they find you? Do you have anything coming up?
Nothing going on right now. First Agent ARP on Twitter, and Digimon.firstagent.net is the review site.
Oh yeah. How did people like the ending of your story a few weeks ago? I don't think you mentioned it was
Very.
over, but they liked it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
very
good,
good response.
good.
I had my. I'm one of those writers that actually has my ending in mind from as early as I can. So this one, I was like the ending for Nexus World. I had in mind from pretty much from the beginning. So I was
Okay, good.
really looking forward to releasing that on people, and they definitely enjoyed it.
Okay, good. And Dev, what Wikimon article would you like people to read?
The one that is pissing me off today, Blum Lordmon.
Oh my god.
Are they really going with Blum?
Yes.
They
To answer
could.
your previous question, Mark, the book cover review that I would put on begins with "hot effing damn." That's
I don't know
for
what
my
you're
story.
referring to be honest.
For the
You
one of the
you cut
reviews
out.
starts with. Oh, one of the reviews for my story starts out with "hot
Oh,
effing
good.
damn."
Well, glad people liked it.
Yeah, yeah.
I honestly thought, Dev, that you were gonna go with Kirbymon.
I didn't see
He
that
got
one
dropped
yet.
off. Burpmine got dropped off a cliff, so who cares?
Well, didn't we do that one last week?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
guess you did.
remember.
And as we go, let's just all go ahead and say we're sad that Kirby had to fake his death to get away from Kazuya, and we're all very amused by it.
F.
Yeah. So catch y'all later. Thanks for showing up. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.